And final match of this Saturday triple header is a big one. Stallion Laguna taking on Aguilas Umak FC. A chance to make a statement in this first round of the Philippines Football League. Who will walk away the victors? We will find out momentarily. So glad you could join us here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila City. Jing Hamlang and Glenn Ramos calling the action. It's a big one, Glenn.
It certainly is. And by the end of this game, one of these teams will have made some movement when it comes to their standings to the table. So it's quite interesting to see.
Certainly the top 6 is the place to be. That will make you an opportunity to go through into the championship round. That's where everybody wants to be at the moment. But Stallion and Aguilas, they're in danger. They're not quite secure in their spots in the top 6. And Stallion Laguna certainly have been a bit patchy in recent times, but they come off fresh from a victory. They're looking to keep the momentum going here against Aguilas.
Well, when it comes to the recent games that we see here, currently the last 5 games that they have, 3 wins, 2 losses, and the biggest one that they've had was the 7-0 win against Army. The last one that they hope to really springboard from, and that's quite interesting because everybody's been using the Army team as a springboard this season, so it's kind of like some sort of barometer as to where they should be offensively.
In the big tests, though, they have scuppered quite a bit. Lost against Akaya, got a draw against Manila Digger, and then they lost against Cebu. So ito, isang oportunidad para sa kanila to really make a statement, as we mentioned, against an Aguilas side that is trying to break into that top 6. Let's take a look at their lineup for today. Coach Ernie Nieras in his patented 4-3-3. Any surprises for you, Glenn?
Well, not much of a change when it comes to the rotations that we see. I think that Coach Ernie Nieras is sticking to his guns, sticking to the strengths that the Stallion Laguna team is presenting right now. There have been, looking at what they've given us, that there's not going to be a lot of change when it comes to the personnel, but the positioning, though, that may have made some adjustments tonight.
Stefan Schrock back in the starting lineup. There was a bit of a scare in that match against Army. He seems to have recovered well. Denzel Roy Vasquez will take a spot in midfield. The young 21-year-old has impressed in the starting lineup for Coach Ernie Nieras, so he will get an opportunity once again. And of course, leading the line is the league's leading scorer, Griffin McDaniel. He's racked up the goals in a hurry, but the question mark around him is he able to score against their direct rivals, against the big teams? Well, he's got a real chance today against Aguilas Umak FC.
And interestingly, the current tally for Finn McDaniel is 8 goals to his name, currently sitting at the top of his particular team, and the rest have just contributed 1 goal apiece. So pretty much you can say that Stallion will have a good game if Finn McDaniel is having a good game.
Late pa, pumasok sa lineup yan, si Finn McDaniel. So he's gotten off to a fantastic start in his return to Stallion. And certainly going to be a man to watch today for the side of Coach Ernie Nieras. Meanwhile, lipat naman tayo sa kabilang panig, Aguilas Umak FC. Or rather, my mistake. We are going to hear from Coach Ernie Nieras first. Let's throw you to that right now.
It was an important game. We have to, we made the adjustments already based on our performance previous game. So now we're focused. Now we know what to do. And we just have to really, execute basically what it is. I hope, that this game is decided on the field and not in officiating again like previous games. So hopefully we'll get everything done.
How could I deny you a bit of fire from Coach Ernie Nieras? Very outspoken as usual. And now let's move on over to the opposite side, where Aguilas Umak FC are looking to restart anew in this season. It's a fresh squad for them, fresh coach on the bench, and a lot has been expected of them. Do you think it's fair that there has been this tag that is placed on them that they are a top 6 contender so new into this transition?
Well, when you say new in terms of the personnel, yeah, you would say that they are quite new. So there are some adjustments that needs to be done, some getting to know patterns, honeymoon stage, as you'd call it, right? But at the same time, they are quite a big club already, considering the manpower and what they could really put out on the field. So the expectation has really been put on them, and jumping from a loss from against Cebu is quite a difficult task for Coach Frank. So it's going to be a challenge for him.
So in a similar position as Stallion, tatlong talo against top 6 contenders, but they got a 4-game winning streak going in this first round that got everybody quite excited about this side of Aguilas. Will they be able to continue that run against a side like Stallion? Well, we're certainly going to get some answers today. Let's take a look at the lineup of Coach Frank Muescan, who's going to be shaping up in a 4-2-3-1.
Now, the thing about it is a lot of personnel has been changed from the last game. Remember, the last game was an outing, 2-0 loss against Cebu. They want to start fresh. So far, they've had 5 changes to this lineup.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're changing people up front. They have changed 1 at the back, and particularly 3 in midfield. So perhaps they're looking for some opportunities to really deliver the ball into. They need that control down the middle. And it's going to be a real challenge for them, because looking at the Stallion Laguna squad, they really have a lot of potentially great midfielders.
So it's going to be difficult to know exactly what to expect from this highly changed squad of Coach Frank Muescan. But one thing is for sure, if Arnel Amita has a good game, the Aguilas have a good game. If he has a bad game, however, then the Aguilas struggle. What are we expecting from the man in the middle today?
Well, the leadership in him is certainly needed at this point. Remember, they are bouncing off of a loss. That means that mentally, these players really need someone to hang on to rely on. And who else but Amita to do it? He has been around for a while. His experience would certainly help the youngsters to gain some heading, gain some footing in this game.
Let's listen in now to Frank Muescan.
Yeah, we know Cebu is it's a very well organized and experienced team. They have a lot of talented players, and we only hope that we can approaching to this match against them is we need to have our confidence, and we have to stay disciplined. And we've been have a solid preparation against them. We scouted them very well. If there's any chances of vulnerabilities that progresses in the game, we have to take advantage of that. And I know the boys are still hungry, and also just gonna be a test for us again.
Here we go, folks. Arnel Amita with the captain's armband. His opposite number is Matthew Nieras. For Stallion, it's going to be, looks like really Balila, who's going to be assisting with Brian Buergo, as Mick John Pineda is the man in charge in the middle. Fourth official is Michael Barajas. Some final sprints for Stallion Laguna. Coach Ernie Nieres, the main man on the sideline as always, as we take a look at his starting 11. Not too many changes, as you mentioned, Glenn. So we know what we're going to expect from Stallion, and they have been largely solid, but fine margins have decided matches against them so far this season. Meanwhile, his opposite number, Frank Moescan, led a 4-game winning streak for this Aguilas side that came to an end quite abruptly in their last outing against One Taguig. Will things change here? Certainly, the lineup is very different this time around. Who are the players that are different in this Aguilas lineup?
For the Aguilas lineup, we have Amarillo coming in, De Paula, De Lima, Pickering up front, and Rebentheran in midfield.
It's going to be a quick pause here as we commemorate the loss of Poli Damagan, as well as to stand with all those who have been affected by the typhoons. Beautifully observed moment of silence and action about to get underway. We're talking about the changes for Aguilas. As we can see, Ibrahim Adamu, their leading scorer, actually on the bench today.
Well, you know, one of the things that coaches really love to do is to utilize their strikers when they are at the freshest. Now, the thing, and I think this could be in anticipation of what may come, is that if you noticed, Stallion's recent losses against Kaya, against Cebu, were 1-0 losses. And particularly, they love to juke it out until the final minutes of the time. So there is a big chance that the physicality of Stallion, of course, that's kind of like a staple for them. They will just have to wait until it winds down before they strike. So it could be in that effect that they have pulled out their current leading striker in place of Pickering.
Quite interesting. We'll see how things unfold here. Kickoff between Stallion and Aguilas about to get underway. Aguilas in white, Stallion in black. Finn McDaniel already racing, raring to go. Excited to apply the pressure immediately on Davao. Slight delay. John Pineda just waiting to ensure that we kick off exactly at 8:30. A couple more seconds to go. Now here we go. Amita launching that one into the right side. It's going to be Matthew Nieres at left back today, as Macmillan has made the right back position his home. And with this man on the pitch, Stefan Schrock, a moment of magic is always possible. Lots of pressure being shown by Stallion early on. Aguilas able to bypass it quickly. Pride making a collision.
So Stallion's really adding that pressure really early on. They just want to keep that ball going, and they want to take advantage of their explosiveness.
Tomoshi Shiraoka opting to go long this time around, just to ease the pressure a bit. This one into the hands of Jack Landreth. So both keepers have gotten a touch of the ball.
That was also some good movement by the back line, but it's still the early stages of the game, so perhaps a lot of discipline coming from the Stallion side.
Pickering has an opportunity here, pulls the trigger. He's going to be winning a corner kick. A very unusual position to see Charles Pickering. Normally we see him in defense. Now we're seeing him leading the line for the Aguilas.
Very unusual pick for the coach.
"23-year-old Charles Pickering. It's a real opportunity to make an impact today. Trying to keep it alive. Ooh, was that a handball? Looked like it. Macmillan getting away with one. Aguilas keeping possession. Into the box it goes.
This is a really good sign from Aguilas, just really piling up the pressure, keeping the ball within the final attacking third.
You'd imagine there's going to be a bit of extra motivation for Charles Pickering today. Played with Stallion as his former club. Schrock in some pain, still on the ground as Aguilas play on. Villarreal bundles over his man, no whistle. Barreto. Attack breaking down.
That was a good pass to De Lima there. He was expecting that ball, and he made a good run, but real good job from the defender, keeping it away.
Game starting off at a frenetic pace. As we expected, it was going to be a very aggressive match, very up-tempo contest.
But of course, if you keep this kind of tempo up, then that means somewhere around the final part of the game, it's going to get a little bit messy.
Cutting inside, lovely move. Kedman amongst the players to watch for this back line of the Aguilas.
1 goal to his name, 2 assists. A certain player who really takes that ball and puts in the good deliveries.
Aguilas going long, unable to make their connection. Trujillo, the intended target, he wins the second ball. It's caught from behind. Amita's guilty of the foul.
Another one there, Trujillo Galeana, the opposite number of Kedman. Very active when it comes to adding those assists. Currently 7 for the team.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
He might be the league leader in assists at the moment.
That also means that the passes that he makes are quite dangerous.
Fullbacks will have their hands full for Aguilas Umak. Finn McDaniel is lining this one up. He looks interested in going direct.
Takes a little bit of skill to really just take that ball just right above that wall and make it dip under the bar.
Finn McDaniel goes for goal and into the arms of Shiraoka.
This time he opted to swing it and let it curl by the side, but really easy for the keeper to read with the speed.
Look at the pressure from Stallion. Aguilas, though, undeterred, and they find room on the left side. Palpalatok. Collision on this near side. Sendra. Strong tackle put in. Brian Jeffrey Palpalatok. Looks like he's going to be a busy customer today. Trujillo just beyond. Covered very quickly.
They really had to put a two-man mark on him because Galiana Trujillo could really make those deliveries count.
Corner kick for Stallion. Six inside the box for McDaniel. Makes the connection. It's a wayward attempt from Ken Pride.
You have to give props as well to the defense, making it a real difficult task to head that ball on target.
Gonna play short. Still go long. Pickering denied by Pride. Palpalatok. Amita continues his run. Gonna look to switch the play. Space is opened up. Nieras recovering just in time. All the way back to the opposite side. Sendra able to clear. Aguilas looking threatening going forward.
And particularly that movement with De Lima, the number 11. He always had that space, but just had to take that extra touch.
Hancock wanting an option in midfield. It's a bit delayed. Schrock able to get it forward. It's an opportunity. Trujillo denied the opportunity to get there. Schrock slow to get up.
Getting a little confident now, Aguilas, just no longer opting for that long ball, even though they are still under pressure.
Here they are, trying to navigate the right side. The pressure just about paying off for Stallion. You see how high up Matthew Nieras is. He's engaging in the opposition half.
Little high risk, high reward kind of movement for Stallion.
Kedman Jr. using their numbers, but an infraction called on the Aguilas. Richard Talarok having a word. Talarok brothers on the pitch at the moment, so we're going to call them Richard Jr. and Card, so we can tell them apart quickly.
Those two often make the greatest, the good connections when they're moving the ball from midfield to up front.
Another set piece for Stallion. Another ball from McDaniel, headed away. And that one just went over his head. Ruben Thiran will be quite disappointed with that one.
Tried to give it chase, but the ball was already beyond his reach at the time.
So the pressure will continue. It's been a bright start from both sides, actually. Schrock closely watched. Macmillan Cleverly done. Kidman Jr. skipping past his man. Hancock there to deal with the cross. You can see just how tricky he is. Michael Ashaki Kedman Jr. up against 2 or 3, he doesn't mind. That pass was short from Nieras. All the way back to Pride.
Aguilas just not opting to really press that high.
Sendra into McDaniel. Quick recovery in midfield. It's gonna stay Stallion ball. Ricky Sendra fires it into Schrock. He's looking to backheel that. Trujillo is onside. Cut back, nobody home for Stallion.
Unfortunate that you could see it was meant for Finn McDaniel, but he was just a little bit too close to Galliano when the pass happened.
It's a great spot to put that ball. Nobody there for the Aguilas. Now it's McMillan. All the way over to the opposite side. Kedman. And Aguilas able to dispossess. Racing down the right side. Pickering. He's trying to get it back to Richard Talaroc Jr. Aguilas showing they can match Stallion step for step, at least in these opening 13 minutes.
It looks like Aguilas have now resorted to counterattacks because of the overwhelming pressure coming from Stallion.
Looking for Charles Pickering. He's actually listed as a center forward, but has played in defense for many years. So he's had that in his background. They're trying to see if he's still got it in his locker. Amita looking to press, send it up. It's going to be beyond, even for somebody like Kedman. He's got a lot of pace.
Aguilas opting to play it again out from there, but that was a bad decision.
McMillan's got room to run. Look at that for a tackle.
Very textbook, that one, and effective, as we could see.
No room to breathe in this game. Technical levels needing to be at a real high for a player to thrive. Amita dancing into trouble. And there's going to be a conversation to be had here. Big John Pineda wants a word, and it might be the first booking of the game. De Paula getting a talking to from Mick John. Pedro Enrique is getting a stern warning from the referee.
A little bit overzealous with that tackle there, but they really had to stop Stefan Schrock from controlling that midfield. And so far, Schrock has been contributing loads to controlling that middle.
Shifty as always, Stefan Schrock. .39 years of age, but still a real threat for any team he plays for.
Probably still have a lot of mileage when it comes to the domestic.
Still hungry to play at the highest level in the Philippines. The all-time assists leader in the Philippines top flight, and by quite a margin. There was a season where he had over 20, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around the region of 25 assists in a season. Something outrageous.
But then again, that at the time, the team that he was with was certainly unstoppable.
Ceres Negros found the back of the net with regularity. That one not showing a whistle as Vasquez was brought down.
Pickering just trying to control that ball in midair. Just couldn't do so with the first touch.
Aguilas looking to play direct into Charles Pickering, which might not be a bad idea. Stallion are happy to leave him one-on-one or two-on-one. Unable to keep that one in play. Ruben Thiran on this left side, former Malaysian international.
And it certainly speaks to the quality of the talent that's being invited into the Philippines Football League.
Just 24 years of age, by the way, Ruben Thiran. He's got 9 caps for the Malaysian national team. It's one of the reasons why people are so excited about this Aguilas side. They are a breath of fresh air in terms of their recruitment, the way they have set their management up. It's a loose pass, chance for Aguilas to pounce. Can they make them pay? Pickering. Great cross! Just beyond the intended target. Fantastic opportunity for the Aguilas.
That, I think, was what I was waiting on for Pickering to pick up that great pass. Look at that. Nicely weighted that ball. And that was almost there for the striker to just head in.
Pedro De Paula. Siguro hindi niya na-anticipate na hindi matatamaan ni Ken Pride yung bola. It's just a little slow in the anticipation of that one. Schrock under pressure. Vasquez. McDaniel closed down quickly. He's pulled the trigger there.
There he did have some options to put the pass to, particularly Trujillo Galeana was already in a good position.
And all the way back from Matthew Nieras. Landreth has had a quiet spell in the last 10 minutes or so. Setting it up, Kedman! It's the opener! The assist master puts it on a plate for Michael Kedman Jr. to slot in. Stallion ahead 1-0.
You just cannot leave that man unmarked. If you give that space to Trujillo, he will certainly exploit it. And he saw that space. Let's look at the angle here. The quad cam angle. Beautifully placed that pass, and nothing that the defense could do about it but stare.
Beautiful anticipation from Trujillo. Puts it where Kedman will be, not where he was. It's a beautiful team goal from Stallion Laguna. And what an important goal that is against Aguilas Umak.
And again, it all stemmed from that control in midfield with Stefan Schrock and the rest of the Stallion team really just keeping that ball in the middle.
Aguilas looking for a quick response. Cross sent in. Pickering outnumbered. Opportunity. Bounces up and over. Corner kick.
The number 11 from the opposite side, De Lima, just wanted to have some impact there to pull one back. A lot of bodies in the way, unfortunately.
Aguilas with a corner kick and an opportunity to cause a bit of mayhem inside the box.
Well, Aguilas are certainly trying to crowd the middle of the box.
Ruben Tiram. It's a good delivery. No second opportunity. Lifted in. Not going to be of danger. A really important goal for Stallion, as it seemed like a very even game. Now they have their noses in front just as we make our way into the halfway point of this opening half. Glenn, what has been your assessment so far as we take a look at the big score here? Stallion Laguna with that all-important go-ahead. And what a pass from Trujillo! Very easily could have been 2-0. Finn McDaniel had the goal at his mercy. Fired that one over.
Our eyes had just been deceived there. We really thought that that pass was going to cut the defense, and it did. It did cut the defense in half there. McDaniel was able to get through the final defense. Just couldn't put the finishing touches in.
It's an outrageous pass from Trujillo. Goodness me.
Threading the needle with those kinds of passes. And overall, the assessment for Stallions is they are really stepping up right now to what the expectation is, given that they have been in the league longer uninterruptedly, right? And that they have really built their squad from the ground up. This is certainly a culmination of what's being shown. But of course, Aguilas have something to prove, so it might not be too late for them yet.
Trying to operate down the right side. Macmillan able to deal with the danger, but only as far as Arnel Amita. Overlap available. Palpallatok with a cross. So sobra yan. Ball into the box. Stallion able to deal with everything thrown at them. And Schrock playing quickly to Kedman Jr. Hancock spotting the danger and dealing with it. Tidy work.
Another advantage having Stefan Schrock in your squad is that vision. That long pass there would have really cut the defense open a second or a third time.
Room to turn. Trying to set Ruben Tiran free. Just about gets there. It's going to be a corner kick. Aguilas have looked threatening when they go forward. Certainly not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination. Playing quickly. Ruben Tiram delivers the cross. Amita just around, prowling inside the box. It's going to be the one to play this one short. Right back to Amita. Cartalarok looking to get to the end line. Denied momentarily by Trujillo. Still a real sea of white shirts inside the box if they can get that ball in. But they're forced backwards. Aguilas reset. Talarok out wide. It's being shadowed by Reynald Villarreal. Not the best of crosses from the left flank. Macmillan struggling to clear. Gonna be a corner kick. Wow.
That was a panicky clearance there. But again, the pressure is piling up against Stallion, but they are still holding tight with this defense.
Showing short. It seems they're interested in going direct into the box with the big men at the back going forward. Amarilla and Hancock making the trip. Can they make this one count? De Lima over this one.
A little bit of physicality inside the box. Referee had to take control.
It's going to be the player from Timor-Leste to take this one, Mozinho. It's a good ball into the box, and real chance here for the Aguilas, and they turned it in at the far post. Richard Dalaroc Jr. has equalized. Let's have a look at it. Gets through the entire sea of players in the middle. And he slides in at the far post, the right back, scoring for the Aguilas.
Just a little bit of confusion in that box from the defense. They wanted to clear that ball as quick as they can, but they just can't figure out where the ball was going to fall, and it did fall kindly for Richard Dalaroc.
Assist for the 23-year-old from Timor-Leste. And game on here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Kedman Jr.'s opener canceled out. Pickering through. Can he score? Lifted it over Landreth, but Matthew Nieres was there to recover.
Wow, he tried to be cheeky with that one by just chipping it over the keeper, but still, the arc of that ball was not good enough, wasn't high enough. But look at how he got away with that. I think that was a defensive mishap there, trying to clear, but didn't get to. And then another error on the other end, just not getting that job done.
Another corner kick. Another good delivery for Stallion. And that one headed away off the line by McMillan.
Stallion now just doing it for safety. They are now a little bit threatened by the set pieces being done by the Aguilas Umak team.
They opted away from the short corners, and perhaps that's going to be the way they move forward from now on, causing all kinds of mayhem when they send it into the box.
And it's really important, especially if you were the team that's trailing and you are the team who's had the lesser half of possession, to really make each and every set piece count. And they did just that.
Sendra looking for the run of McDaniel. Hancock denying Kedman the ball. Clearance actually finds a teammate. Pickering holding up the play. And that one just a bit too much on it. Ruben Thiran passes it out of touch. And what a contest we have here. 30 minutes in. So glad you could join us. Action from the Rizal Memorial Stadium. 1-1 between Stallion and Aguilas. Hancock getting a foot in. Neras able to turn. I was looking for Vasquez. Almost cut out. Trujillo. Cutting back outside. Wins a corner kick. He's been a threat every time he gets the ball.
Palpalatok is starting to get a little bit of his number there, but still, it's those really gifted chances that would really make a big impact.
Looking to get back in front. Stallion have an opportunity here from the set piece. Making a connection. Pride, though, unable to direct it goalwards. Able to skip past two men. And into the box it goes. Shirioka just punching it. Pickering trying to skip past McDaniel. Oh, it's tracked back well. Sendra bundled over by Arnel Amita. Great tempo to this game. And to be fair, Glenn, it hasn't really toned down. Despite us being past the half-hour mark, they've continued this level of play all throughout.
And I think this is where the depth in your squad would come handy, because later on when fatigue starts kicking in, you really have to keep this tempo up. Otherwise, whoever gives up first might open up opportunities for the other.
Kedman Jr. brought down. And the ball kicked away by Ruben Thiram. He's going to get booked here. Our first booking of the game. Let's have a look at it here. Just caught napping. Kedman Jr. nipped in. You can see his hands all over Michael Kedman Jr.
You could say that was kind of a knee-jerk reaction there after Kedman just gets past him. Doesn't want to let him go.
And so, another opportunity for Finn McDaniel. It's the kind of range that you'd think he'll go direct. Shiraoka setting up his wall.
Still, that is definitely the perfect range. Not too close, not too far. Especially if you have a lot of power in your legs.
'29-year-old Japanese goalkeeper setting things up. It's going to need to be something special to beat the big man in goal.
It looks like they have a player on the ground just to prevent any low-lying balls from making its way through.
Five in the wall, make that 6 for Aguilas Umak. Finn McDaniel fires this one just over.
There was enough power in that for the keeper to really just stare, but the aim of that really just inches away from getting it in.
It was a bullet from Finn McDaniel. We could see Shiraoka was not going to get there if it was on target.
Yeah. Had it been just about 3 inches lower, that could have been in.
Vasquez called for the foul. 21-year-old thought he got all ball.
Another interesting proposition here. A good delivery from this spot could cause all sorts of trouble, just like it did earlier with the first, or rather the second goal that came from Aguilas.
Mozinho having a look. Certainly interested in causing a bit of trouble. Ruben Thiran also there. Looks like it might favor a right-footed effort. 5 inside the box. It is Mozinho. It's a low one. Pickering getting it out back wide. Still have plenty of bodies inside the box. They get it back in. Oof. Foul called as Macmillan stooped to try to get his head to that.
Put a little bit of weight on his defender there.
Stallion opting to play quickly. And they're going to get a bit of light pressure here from Aguilas. Macmillan. Almost losing out to Cart Talarok. And now it's Trujillo. Again, so tricky, Trujillo.
But Palpalatok doing just enough to get that ball away again, making it difficult for Trujillo to execute a pass.
But if the minimum interaction of Juan Trujillo is a corner kick, I think Stallion would take it every time. The 26-year-old Mexican causing all kinds of trouble on this right side. Amita touching it on for Ruben Thiram. It's going to be offside here, Cart Talarok.
Was a little bit too eager there. He was already offside when the ball came to the opposite direction, so it was really more of a matter of controlling a run.
It's going to be rather disappointing for Aguilas. He was offside, and then the pass got delayed, and he continued to be offside. Stallion losing their fluidity a little since conceding.
I was about to say that the Stallion midfield has gone a little bit silent there.
Macmillan getting it to Vasquez. Denzel Roy. Keeping possession. Ricky Sendra trying to rifle it into Kedman. Trying to take that one off of Talarok. It's a cheap giveaway. Stallion unable to take advantage. Mozinho was making a very dangerous run. Switches play. Looking for Ruben Thiram. It's over the head of Nieras. Amita arrives. Matthew Nieras winning it for Stallion.
Initially, Matthew Nieras could have just headed it or controlled the ball, but it was a good recovery for him to get it away.
Staying in the battle was Matthew Nieras, eventually winning it over Ruben Thiran. Looking for Trujillo. Again, great vision from Stefan Schrock.
The experience is undeniable for that man.
Amita gets it into Pickering. Right back to Arnel Amita. Trying to establish a bit of control now, Aguilas. There's a player down for Aguilas Umak, and he's really struggling at the moment. It looks like it's Charles Pickering. We're not sure what happened, but it seems as if there was a collision with either Ken Pride or Matthew Nieras. He's going to need a moment to get up. Seems to be okay.
Referee just telling him to pick yourself up because we really are running out of time. Interestingly, if it stays the same, only one team would benefit from this because Aguilas is looking to move up to 5th if they keep it level just like this. Meanwhile, Stallion really has to get all 3 points if they want to make some improvement to where they are. A draw or a loss will keep Stallion in 7th place and out of the top 6.
It really is quite remarkable that they find themselves outside of that Magic 6, despite the levels of football that they're capable of bringing at the moment. We talked about transition for Aguilas. This is also a transition year for Stallion. They've completely revamped their side. Of course, you do see some familiar faces, but so many new players have come in and refreshed this team of Coach Ernie Nieras. They do look renewed and more dangerous than they have in the last few years. But the results have just not gone for them in recent times.
It could be because Stallions have come up face to face with the big teams early on, but at the same time, it really has to be a given that you will be facing those big teams. And if you consider yourself one of them, you should at least be able to grab a result or two against tough opposition.
That's what makes this game so exciting. This is one of their last opportunities to really get a result against the contenders. So far, it's a 1 apiece. Offside given.
That was a long pass coming in there, and positioning was way off for the attacker.
Looking to switch the play. McMillan quick to get to it. Pickering called for the foul.
So far, the Stallion team has really been skipping the midfield, just trying to get that ball quickly into the final attacking third. And that's something that Aguilas are starting to exploit, like that.
Winning that one cleanly. Amita similarly so. Looking for the entry was Mozinho. We're into added time now. There's 3 added on. Stallion on the counter. McDaniel looking to switch it, and it's going to be beyond Trujillo. Palpalatok's just going to let that one run out.
Looks like Laguna's steam is really dissipating quickly when it gets the ball into that final attacking third. Again, I think for the last 5 minutes, they haven't found Trujillo in a good position yet.
He's been a real threat tonight.
Now that we think about it, the more that they are able to give that ball onto that right side, there is a high likelihood that they could either win a set piece or have a good delivery into the box. So it could be clean and cut for them to just exploit that right side, but at the same time, doing it so often could also allow the defense to just read into it so easily.
Player down here for Aguilas. Looks like it's Arnel Amita from an earlier clash. Mozinho gets it to Amita here, who felt like he was bundled over by Finn McDaniel. You expect him to be able to continue from the look of that.
Certainly doesn't look intentional there, so nothing more into that challenge.
But as this first half comes to a close, what are your thoughts on the match, Glenn? More or less what you had expected from this contest?
I mean, the expectation was high, and certainly they are living up to it right now with a great contest.
It's a poor one. Chance now for Stallion to take advantage. Stefan Schrock getting it out wide. Kedman arrives, he's on side. Floated in. Aguilas not quite yet out of the woods. Hand-cocked. Denied his clearance. Gets into the danger zone actually. Sendra can keep it alive. A few more seconds left in this first half.
Looks like Stallion is doing everything they can to just keep the ball into this half, add to that pressure, and perhaps force an error.
Palpalatok opting for the safe approach that could actually keep the pressure on them. Macmillan's cross. Aguilas unable to clear. Schrock one-timing that into the danger zone. Nobody there to anticipate. And there goes the halftime whistle. Incredible contest between Stallion and Aguilas. And both teams have had their say after 45 minutes. Michael Kedman Jr. opening the scoring early on. But Aguilas able to respond courtesy of Richard Talarok Jr. We're all square after 45. It's Stallion Laguna 1, Aguilas Umak FC 1. Short break, we'll be right back. Halftime at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in our third and final match on this Saturday triple header. Fantastic game between Stallion Laguna and Aguilas Umak FC. Michael Kedman Jr. with a spectacular goal for the home side, but Talarok able to respond very quickly in what has been really an entertaining affair. Glenn, your thoughts on the match so far?
Contrasting styles, contrasting principles between these two teams, yet so far one cannot get the best of the other. You could see Stallion putting up numbers up front, really adding the pressure, pressing high, putting people right where it matters. And then on the other side, you would see Aguilas just passing that ball around, going from flank to flank, seeing if they're able to find a way to thread that needle. Contrasting styles, and yet so far we're still level.
Looking at that goal that we saw from Kedman, it was beautiful, but you could say that a missed chance had a lot to play in Aguilas coming back and scoring on this play. They could have been 2-0 down at this point, but no. Richard Talarok at the far post, able to squeeze that in to tie the game up and keep this extremely close after 45 minutes.
Honest to goodness, I always thought that it would have been a 2-2 match. You saw that earlier. There was an opportunity for Pickering to just get that ball over the keeper. That didn't pan out. There was also another opportunity on the other side in which Finn McDaniel had a golden opportunity courtesy of another beautiful pass from Torillo. And still, we're just 1-1.
So anybody's ball game with still 45 minutes to play. It's been up-tempo. It's been aggressive. It's been highly entertaining with so much quality on display. Let's take a look at the numbers now.
Wow, that is quite a surprise for me. I mean, possession, yeah, we are kind of expecting that Stallion would have the advantage when it comes to possession, 56 to 44. But the number of shots and the shots on target had been even for both of these teams. Corners, of course, going towards the side of the Aguilas. We've seen them take advantage of one leading to that goal. Offsides, yeah, that's been a bit of a, not really as much of a highlight on this game. And then the physicality, look at the number of fouls. We already have 9 in the first half and only 1 yellow to show for it.
That's right, Ruben Tiran with a clear tug was given a yellow card. Who have been your standouts so far, Glenn?
Well, Trujillo Galeana, that has been the #1 standout for me so far. Not because he was able to score, but because of the incisive passes that he's been doing. He could cut the defense, and he was really capable of doing so in controlling that right side of his.
Stefan Schrock has also been a bit of a spark in midfield for Stallion. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, it was Muzinho, the man from Timor-Leste, who put it on a plate or from that corner kick that led to that goal from Richard Talaroc Jr. He's been threatening as well on both sides as they've been switching him and Ruben Thiran. Otherwise, anybody else?
Well, so far, the Talaroc brothers are doing their job quite well. They have been aggressive as well on that side that they are dominating, usually on that left side. Car Talaroc, Richard Talaroc, both making those beautiful runs on that side as well. Now for Stallion, there has been a lot of control in the midfield. Like you said, Stefan Schrock has been key to it. And also Kedman, the goal scorer, has been doing the same thing that Trujillo has been doing so, but not as much as the opportunities being shown by Trujillo.
One last question. Charles Pickering was the surprise package up front for Aguilas Umak. Has he been doing enough for you in front for the side of Coach Frank Moescan?
I think that putting him there had been one of their key things for attack. You've seen it earlier. There was an opportunity for him to put the team ahead. There was also a chance that he has made some passes. And that was what I was kind of expecting, being that coming from a more defensive stature, going into a more offensive one, that he would be someone I'd expect to make those passes, to do defensive headers offensively this time. So I think that's also, I think that he is doing exactly what he's being told to do.
So here we go. Everything balanced delicately between these two sides. And so much at stake for the two teams. A draw, of course, not what Stallion wants. They want to be able to break into the top 6, and they're going to need victory to do that. Meanwhile, for Aguilas Umak, they want to solidify their position. They really want to be a contender this year.
And, you know, if Aguilas is able to manage this particular scoreline, then they can move up to 5th, which kind of does the job. Although, if they want to maximize it, they need all 3 points, and they would go up to 4th after this if that happens. Only Stallion now is really at risk.
And again, these two teams, yung criticism na ibinibigay sa kanila ay hindi pa sila nakakakuha ng 3 points kontra sa mga top 6 na mga sides. So really, they want to be able to break that spell and make a statement. And they've got 45 minutes to do that. Glad you could join us here for the Philippines Football League. Over on the YouTube channel, Jing Hamlang and Glenn Ramos calling the action for you from the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Beautiful evening in Manila City. You could say the calm before the storm, quite literally, as conditions are expected to get much worse. It's Glenn Casas. You are not the coach of Cebu. My fault. You'd forgive me. I was calling the action earlier on. Name's been engraved in my head.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, I kind of now I get where you got it from.
Corner kick on the horizon.
Stallion putting up the numbers again, showing a little sign of aggressiveness.
Trujillo breaking free. Sendra denied. Aguilas had a few nervy moments trying to clear their lines at the end of that first half. Dealing with the danger on this occasion.
The thing about football is when you have that momentum, even if, it doesn't really matter who's currently leading or not. If the momentum is on your side, it certainly adds up to the danger. And sometimes the ball just gets stuck in one particular area, and that's what we're kind of seeing right now. Stallion just keeping it on this side.
Masyadong obvious yung tulak mula kay Hancock. 2 hands on the back. Mick John Pineda in a great spot to see it. Nathaniel Allen will get called. It's been real solid at the back alongside his partner Guillermo Amarilla. But this is another moment to be wary of. Medyo palapit ng palapit itong si Finn McDaniel kanina. He ruffled the net, but it was the roof of the net. Will he be able to get this one on target?
A very similar position from earlier, although this time around it is a little bit closer to the line. So you have to be a bit more delicate here, and you can't just go power through. But at the same time, if you don't have enough power, madali lang siya mababasa ng keeper, and it'll just be like reading the tracing line and easy catch.
McDaniel up against a 4-man wall. Curls it. Tests the keeper. And Shiraoka punched that one into a dangerous area, actually, but went unpunished. Not the best pass from De Paula. It was behind Muzinho, and Stallion can restart here.
And Aguilas almost had an opportunity to break that momentum, but now Stallion just adding the pressure again.
Schrock skipping past his midfield markers, gets it out wide. Kedman feeding Vasquez, who has continued his run. Out for a corner kick. Reward for the 21-year-old.
Now, set pieces is something that Stallion has yet to really show some danger to. But so far, the more that they get these, there's a lot of chances for them to at least take a smack at the goal.
McDaniel's low delivery. Muzinho clears.
That was just a little bit too low coming from McDaniel. Easy to read by the defender.
Matthew Nieras is going to make the trip. Gets it to Schrock, who lets it run. Amita is under pressure. Navigating the danger well.
Well done from him to get away from 3 marks.
Napag-usapan nga natin, napaka-importante na technical ka sa ganitong klaseng laban. And speaking of technique, it's a fantastic run. Talarok trying to bend that one into the path of a teammate.
And you could see there were already 2 ready to pounce on that, but the defender was quicker to it.
Away by Villarreal. Touch was just a tad loose. And Kedman is there to pounce. But he returns the favor, and Shirioka is going to send that one long.
Again, Stefan Schrock just keying those passes like it's nothing. Schrock might not be as the same dribbler as he was, but the passes that he still does today is still pristine.
Getting entangled. De Paula putting in a stern challenge at the end. It's going to be a free kick for Stallion. At kailangan mag-ingat dito ang Aguilas. Been giving up a lot of free kicks now to Stallion. And while they have gone unpunished so far, deliveries haven't been bad from Finn McDaniel.
Now that I would agree too. I mean, if you are always testing the keeper, who knows when the next one would be a miscued catch or yung hindi ma-clear right on time.
McDaniel lining this one up. Hancock behind it. Able to get some distance. Beyond Vasquez. But he's fought well for it. He's found a teammate. Delivery kept in play, according to the assistant. A couple Aguilas players appealing. Gedman Jr., he's just so tricky with the ball at his feet, able to win a corner kick.
Being the dribbler that he is, I think that's one of the key things that he might not have the same amount of passes that Trujillo is enjoying on the opposite flank, but he certainly does have the skill with keeping the ball in his feet.
Gives credit to a lot of his street ball days to his trickery. Saw it on full display there, but again, another corner kick where Aguilas survive, but it's a free kick given away by Arnel Amita. A boot was high from the captain. And things starting to get tense between the players. It's Trujillo having words with Amarilla.
I think when we were talking about this before the match started, I did tell you that there was going to be friction, and I think we're starting to see some of the ember starting to grow right now.
Amarilla, an Argentinian under 23 player, now 29 years of age. Getting locked in with the Mexican Trujillo.
Another chance to put it under the bar.
McDaniel's cross connects with Trujillo. I wonder if it's just a matter of time for Stallion. But knocking on the door, they certainly will be the happier of the two teams to start the second half.
But at the same time, you have to give it to Aguilas for really just keeping it together so far. There have been some fatal errors that nearly costed them the game, but at the same time, the rest of the pressure being given to them by Stallion, it's really difficult now that they know Stallion is after something.
Player down for Aguilas Umak. Some discussions being had between Sendra, Amita, and Mick John Pineda. There's a lot of action on both benches. Lots of players warming up. We are closing in on that hour mark. Normally a juncture where some changes are made. Are you expecting certain shuffles in the pack here from both coaches, Glenn?
Well, we are still waiting for the reintroduction of Adamu, the current leading goal scorer for Aguilas, who had been really effective up front. But so far, with the style that Pickering has been doing for them, right now I'm having a little bit of doubt myself. But perhaps it could be when they need to change gears.
Looks like a substitution is needed, and that's going to be quite a disappointment for Frank Muisca. And it's one of the more threatening players on the pitch for the Muzinho Barreto de Lima, who is struggling a little bit. And the motion from the medical team was the need for a substitution. So we will see if that is something that takes place. It looks like Mozinho is going to look to enter the pitch momentarily to restore parity of numbers between the two sides.
Stallion, on the other hand, could take advantage here while the number is still on their side.
Cartalaro can keep this in play. It's being hounded by Matthew Nieras. De Paula. Amita. Just a bit loose, allowing Kedman to get to it. It's bouncing around dangerously outside the box of Laguna.
A bit shaky coming from the Stallion defense, but they did the job.
Stallion trying to establish a bit of control. A whistle is blown. Mozinho mabibigyan ng yellow card. Didn't quite catch the reason for that yellow card.
I'd have to say the same, because we were both looking at where the ball was and the action happened off the ball.
It looks like Mozinho is still struggling. And still nobody being lined up quite yet for the Aguilas. Stretcher being asked to come on.
Well, this is certainly an opportunity for Aguilas to die down the time. Remember, a draw right now is still them moving up the ladder. And they know that Stallion has been knocking on their door so far. So they really need to break the momentum here, at least psychologically. And this eating down the time could do the job.
Stallion would like to leapfrog Maharlika, who took a heavy defeat right before this match. But they'll need to get 3 points in order to do that. In fact, victory would allow them to leapfrog Aguilas altogether. So a lot on the table in this game. As we see here, the players being readied by Aguilas. Diego Aspiras amongst them. Aguilas still have matches against Mendiola and Manila Digger in this first round. Meanwhile, Ricky Sendra restarts the play. Stefan Schrock puts it in a dangerous spot. And Shiraoka taking charge of the situation. He's so tricky, Stefan Schrock. Nobody expecting him to reverse that back into that position.
And what really makes Stefan Schrock dangerous is when he leaves his usual area of right in the middle of the field to help out with the attack up front. The additional number at the same time, the trickery, the passing. If you're working with him for a long time and you can read those kinds of awkward passes, it'll be really unexpected for the defense.
And Aguilas taking really quite a long time to sort out their substitution. Shiraoka had done well actually to take up some time already before dealing with this threat. And still the substitution hasn't been made.
Mauuna pa yatang mag-substitute si Stallion with a player on the field.
That's extremely disappointing for the players on the pitch of Aguilas, who find themselves a player down at the moment. So ito na nga yung mga substitutions. And it's gonna be Dorado who comes on. He replaces Michael Kedman Jr., the goal scorer. And the other Vasquez is coming on. Rod Aaron Vasquez. Meanwhile, Pickering will make way.
Substitution for Aguilas, Umak.
So will Mozinho and Ruben Thiran.
Player number 9, Ruben Thiran, replaced by number 79, David Cruz.
There we have it. Nieras will make way. Adamu checks in.
Vod Stallion Laguna. Player number 3, Matthew Nieras, replaced by player number 27.
Lots of changes for both sides.
Player number 19, Michael Ketman, replaced by player number 88, Maxon Dorado.
Perhaps with the changes here, both coaches are looking to tip the game in their favor, hopefully.
Sandra threading the needle, and that's a heavy, heavy tackle. Amarilla in pain as a result of that, but those two were getting involved with some bickering off the ball. And Amarilla has come in full-blooded there. Trujillo's feeling the effects.
Well, football really is a full contact sport. But looks like he will be carrying on, Trujillo. And another opportunity there, a bit more direct for Finn McDaniel to take. But the distance is a little bit farther than his usual shot, so it could also just be a delivery into the box.
He looks interested, going for it. And into the arms of Shiraoka, who plays it quickly. Talarok, he's got two in front of him. And that's a crucial tackle from the substitute. Rod Aaron getting stuck in immediately. Unable to square that into the path of a teammate. Ibrahim Adamu nullified.
But again, you could see that Adamu is looking for blood now, looking to add to his tally for the team. And again, with those the batch of substitutions that you've seen, aggressiveness has increased for both of the teams now that a lot of the personnel have fresher legs.
We hit a bit of a lull in the last 5 to 10 minutes. There's been a lot of stoppages in the game. The fluidity has gone down. But as you mentioned, Glenn, things are starting to pick up once again with the shuffle from both teams.
Perhaps the injection there really, and the instruction from the coaches is to go all in for this one. Looking to throw it long for Aguilas. Certainly a lot of players in the box for it to receive.
Two players contesting. They're saying it was a handball. Mick John in a good area. Uninterested. Sendra looking for Trujillo. Dorado. That's going to be a painful one. Dorado going high for it. David Combe taking that at the back of the head, and it's going to be a yellow card for Dorado.
Ooh. Looks like they took that free kick a little bit too early for the referee's taste.
Physicality has continued. It's been a mainstay in this contest. There is confirmation of that. Bezerra Durado in the referee's book. Joins Ruven and Mozinho amongst those who have already been booked. Ewan ko lang kung nadagdagan pa dito. Finn McDaniel might have talked his way into a yellow. Yes, he has.
It has been a little bit active now on the book here this second half.
Three yellow cards already since the break. Mozinho, McDaniel, and Dorado. Back into the box. Oof. And Pride confident there to Landreth.
Yeah, and Adamu again trying to get that redirected, but awkward ball for him.
Hancock launches this one. Amita could pick up the pieces, and it's a painful one. That is a painful one. Hand is in the pocket. It's gonna be a yellow card. And it looks like it's gonna be on McMillan.
And I think they were just contesting a 50-50 ball that could have been either way. It could have gone either direction. But man, when they collided, that was a lot of impact.
It came off the clearance of Hancock. Adamu had done well to knock it down, and Amita was trying to pick it up. We'll see. It might actually be Amita who ends up in the book. Yep.
I think the crowd did not like that.
Let's have a look at it. Amita contesting it. Who gets there first is the real question. And it looked like he missed it completely, actually, Amita, and hit the thigh of McMillan. Good call from Mick John Pineda.
Perhaps from where we were sitting, we really thought that it was the other way around.
A great spot from the man in the middle. Trying to keep the play going there. Seth Ganas.
One of the rare instances where Stefan Schrock had an easy pass there and didn't execute as expected, but Trujillo couldn't get after that ball.
Sandra gets it back. Schrock turning the corner. Gets it back. Able to move forward and bring bodies into the danger zones. Unable to thread the needle into McDaniel.
He was waiting for that McDaniel run, and McDaniel did make the run, but it was just too close to the keeper.
Playing with fire, the Aguilas.
Wow, and that one was poor from Hancock there, giving Stallions the opportunity.
Hancock similarly frustrated that that ball didn't go long from Shiraoka. Shiraoka interested in playing quickly, being told to calm things down, slow things down a little bit. Knocked on. Villarreal dealing with the danger. That's a great pass. Trujillo is through. Opportunity for Stallion. And it's just wide from the Mexican.
That was the closest opportunity for them to take the lead. Again, threading the needle, Stefan Schrock does what he does best, doing that beautiful pass. Let's hope we see that on replay. There you go, you would see that they wanted to take the ball quickly there, Stallion. Then Stefan Schrock with that pass. But Trujillo just couldn't angle it in. The keeper made himself big enough.
Saw it there. Actually, it was out. First time pass from Stefan Schrock. Incredible.
You know, he's been doing a lot of these since the start of the game. The no-look pass. He knows where you are. He doesn't need to look at you as he's doing the pass.
And that was the final contribution of Trujillo as he comes off alongside Sendra. Could have been a fantastic last involvement. And in that kind of position, you expect a man of his quality to find the back of the net. Aguilas dodge a real bullet.
They certainly did. And at the same time, there was another player opposite Trujillo that was making a good run as well, unmarked. And that could have been the second option as well.
Ivanovsky getting involved immediately. Runs it a bit long, and Hancock deals with it. They go quickly down the opposite direction. And he gets there first. Villarreal late. And another booking. Villarreal catching Ganas. 21-year-old who's come out of the programs out in Australia.
Well, you could really see that he was just trying to get that ball, or trying to put a foot into that direction of the ball, hoping to change it. Let's have a look at that again. Slightly 50-50 there. He saw he got away. Quite interesting, that contact.
My mistake, that's actually from New Zealand where Ganas played. Was that a yellow card for you, Glenn?
I think a yellow card may have been too harsh on it, because from the looks of it, at least from what the replay has shown, it kind of looked like he ran into Villarreal.
Into the box it goes. Hancock gets his head to it. It was leaning backwards in the moment. And now here comes the substitution, as Miguel Clarino will check in. He's going to get 13 minutes on the pitch. Amarilla is going to come off, and that's a big one. He anchors that defense alongside Hancock, so Clarino's going to need to fill that hole and really get to grips with this contest quickly.
Clarino also is the type who loves to push up frequently as well, despite being a center back.
Schrock, great first touch. Out wide to Ivanovsky. Takes on his man. Schrock caught. Hancock pleading the case. Ganas similarly so, saying Schrock was already on the way down before the contact was made. But Stefan Schrock certainly got to the ball first. And it's in a great area for Stallion to take advantage of. Let's have a look at it here. Poked away by Hancock. Schrock gets to it. Lifts it. Goes over. Seems pretty clear cut.
Yeah, and even though they were disputing that he was on his way down, there will definitely be contact with that. So foul is justified.
Are they due? They've had so many of these now. Set pieces in this type of territory.
Well, they have been able to get out of danger so far, but again, it's opportunities that test the keeper and any errors related to that that could lead to something.
McDaniel lining this one up. He's hit the target on a few occasions, but hasn't really troubled Shiraoka in goal. McDaniel hits the wall. Ooh, looks like it might be a retake. It's gonna be a foul. Even closer. Now,
could it have hit a hand?
I think Mick John Pineda is saying it's handball. That's harsh.
It looks like Hancock is grasping his arm there, so it could have been a really powerful shot right there.
Let's have a look at it. Didn't quite see it there. Let's have another look at it. Quite can't catch it from that.
Yeah. No, I think the angle there was quite difficult. But again, the wall doing its job, but so far it has put them in a bit more danger now than it did earlier.
Hancock seemed winded on the play. Mick John Pineda saying, tumama sa kamay. Obviously, we haven't had an opportunity to see and have the benefit of really being able to. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was.
It's a penalty.
He was grasping at the elbow right there. You saw the elbow was in an unnatural position, a bit high, and that's exactly why the ball was able to hit it. But at the same time, ouch.
And if you saw that, I was inside the box, Glenn. So this is going to be a penalty. Wow.
So this is another opportunity, perhaps, to put some finality to the scoreline.
And Mick John Pineda, to be fair to him, was quick to decide and has not allowed his decision to be questioned. Has not second-guessed himself at all.
So far, the officiating on this game has been spot on. And again, we've had to have a look at the replay because from our angle, we thought that some of the calls were done a bit too harshly. Well, there was one from earlier, but then most of the calls, they were spot on, especially after a replay.
Kung nakita mo yun in real time, especially with the way the reaction was from Hancock, akala mo natamaan siya sa tiyan or sa chest, na nawalan siya ng hangin. But actually, it was from an elbow that was in an unnatural position. And then to spot that he was actually inside at that point, a sharp call from the referee. But now, the more that this delays, the more that they are playing into the head of Finn McDaniel, who is about to take this.
To be fair, the pressure is always on the striker, not the keeper, because 90% of the time you do expect them to score.
Cebu doing their best, or rather Aguilas doing their best here to ice McDaniel. Will it affect him at all? Here it is, the moment of truth. With 7 minutes left to play, this could be the deciding moment of this match. Finn McDaniel up against Teimoshi Shiraoka. from the penalty spot. McDaniel buries it. Stallion with the go-ahead.
And that was what they have been waiting for. The pressure finally overflowing and tipping the scale over to their side. And it all happened because of an unnatural position of an elbow given by Hancock, who has been doing quite a good job defensively, save for that error.
Vod Stallion Laguna FC.
Finn McDaniel buries it. As we look at this on the quad vision replay, every angle covered as he fires that one into the inside of the post. You can imagine hearts in mouths for all Stallion supporters as that one clinks off the upright, but it ends up into the back of the net, and Stallion ahead 2-1.
And with just 5 minutes and change remaining in regulation, this could be the final one, in the final nail in the coffin, but who knows? That's still a lot of time. But so far, right now, McDaniel has now added his tally to 9. Undisputed #1 goal scorer for Stallion this season.
Akira Yamamoto checks in. He's got 5 minutes to make his mark. Aguilas looking to double their advantage. Stefan Schrock out wide. McDaniel trying to get it to Ivanovsky, who is onside. It's going to be a corner kick.
And just when you think that the pressure should be on Stallion to defend, looks like they've not kept the foot off the pedal for now. They're really adding to the pressure that they want Aguilas to make errors from.
Terrence Smith will be making an appearance.
Substitution for Stallion Laguna FC. Player number 4, Nico Macmillan, replaced by player number 42.
Nico
Terrence
Macmillan
Smith.
will make way. Terrence Smith enters the fray. Corner kick for Stallion. Sends it back out wide. Ivanovsky gets there and fires it into the hands of Shiraoka.
Ivanovsky with a lot of venom in that shot. It's just that it was easily readable by the keeper, Hiroshi.
It's all very crowded on the left side for Dorado. Doing well to find a teammate. Bundled over by Villarreal. Aguilas looking to play quickly, and Villarreal is a veteran, experienced.
That's a good way to term that.
Should we slow things down just a tad. Schrock. He's got room to run. Shakes off one defender. McDaniel is coming from an offside position.
Really unfortunate there for McDaniel to be offside, but Schrock was really making a good run.
So with the introduction of Smith, Villarreal is now in a right back spot. Terrence Smith looks like a giant back there alongside Ken Pride for Stallion.
A bit more emphasis on just keeping the taller players in the back line. But Stallion might not need it right now.
Amita dispossessed. over to Aaron Vasquez. It's a great pass into the box. And Ivanovsky, almost with the outside of his boot, able to turn that one in to put this beyond reach, but it's a corner kick for Stallion.
That was a fantastic effort from Ivanovsky there. An awkward pass coming in. It was not in the best position to be hit. You can see it there, ball floating right there. But it was too close by the time he realized had to use that side of his foot. And the keeper just up to the task, reacting as quick as you can.
Danger not over, but headed away here. Stefan Schrock looking to bend that into the box. Adamu. Aguilas still in this. They haven't threatened all that much in this second half. That's much too strong from Miggy Clarino. Landreth has been a lot calmer between the two keepers in the second half. He hasn't had too much to do.
But at the same time, it could also have something to do with Aguilas' tendency to just hang on to the draw, knowing that it's to their advantage. But right now, the margins have been changed.
7 minutes will be added on.
Definitely enough time to change the tempo of this game and change the flavor.
Clarino gets his head to that. Fantastic work. Unable to get the ball back as he is chopped down. Paula with some good work there as the Vasquez brothers were nipping at his heels. Both Aaron and Denzel.
But now, Aguilas really have to put more people up front if they want to do something about this, because they still have the time.
Hancock launches it into the box. And look at that for some goalkeeping. Jack Riley Landreth, cool as you like. Safe hands from the goalkeeper. Terrence Smith. Ivanovsky under pressure. Schrock being hauled down.
They are really wary of Stefan Schrock's ability to do damage, and 2 on him is definitely a requirement.
But precious seconds ticking away. Aguilas now back with possession. They've been nullified very well by Stallion so far, but it only takes one moment, one chance. Landreth will see this one out.
And compared to the first 45 minutes or 40 minutes or so, the Davao Aguilas offensive has really started to crank up in these last few minutes.
They haven't found much success though. Stallion, credit to them, have kept things tight while themselves being dangerous in the opposite direction.
To be fair, the Stallion Laguna, they have been not only nullifying the attacks, but at the same time, they've really prevented Aguilas from building a momentum. A team chasing the game usually builds momentum in the dying minutes of the game. And so far, they've not really given them the opportunity to make those critical passes. They forced errors right from midfield, and it's really difficult for Aguilas to make a move.
Clarino doing well to deal with the danger. And Aguilas can break. Drop with the shoulder. Amita under pressure, gets it back. Adamu finds a target. Opportunity. Real chance for De Paula to get an equalizer. Clear sight of goal. Could only fire it into Jack Landreth.
A lot of pressure being put on his shoulders there. He really had to take that shot quickly before any defender could cover him.
Schrock. Difficult one for Dorado to control. Ken Pride, solid from him to deny Amita. 2.5 minutes to go. Aguilas in need of something special. Landreth not taking any chances, launches it long.
And gradually the momentum seemed to have shifted, but that foul call there will break momentum for Aguilas again.
It's so difficult to stop Stefan Schrock. He's being hounded there by David Combe. He's just so shifty. Dorado, the intended target. It's been dispossessed by Richard Talaroc.
Great aggression from Talaroc.
Ooh. High boot, called by referee Pineda.
Oh, they allowed it. Yes, looks like it was allowed for a quick play.
Bukit, gets it back. They can put bodies forward now. Hancock pushing up. Final minute. Not on the same wavelength there. Schrock opting not to release that ball forward to Ivanovsky. They just want to keep it here. Dorado. Seconds to go. It's about keeping it now. That's where that experience comes into play. Had an opportunity to release that and possibly get an attempt. But right now it's the 3 points that matter, and Ivanovsky has just skipped past one. Nail in the coffin, not quite.
Really close again for Finn McDaniel to catch a brace in the dying minutes.
He won't mind right now. He has scored the winner. His goal from the penalty spot. The difference between the two teams. He's got back to goal at the moment, and that might be it. Aguilas unable to really take advantage of that foray forward, and Reynald Villarreal looks like he's picked up some cramps right at the very end.
Usually in the dying minutes of the game, it is quite difficult for players to keep up the pace, and now that the pressure has lifted from their shoulders, this is also the time they'd start feeling the pain.
Play restarted, and that might do it. No.
I thought that was the final whistle.
It's a foul. Off the ball. One last chance has to be now, and it's everybody forward for the Aguilas, including Shiraoka.
Looks like they are just leaving one man away. Everybody involved in this attack.
Could there be some late drama here? Deep delivery. Shiraoka gets his head to it, and it's in the back of the net! Unbelievable! Oh no! Flag is raised! Oh no!
Wow. And I thought that that was in right there, but looks like, I think it was Shiraoka who was called offside, and now everybody's unhappy.
Crazy scenes here at the end. Shiraoka.
No, that was...
He is offside.
Yes.
That might actually be a good call.
Goodness me.
This is the angle to have a look. Shiraoka peels away. He's onside here. But the man is behind, as you can see. It's a good call. Now, he may not have touched it, but he's certainly playing a part in the play. Pedro De Paula. No touch. But he was right in front of the keeper. Oh no, it's given. Oh, it's given.
And looks like...
Oh, goodness me.
It was given, and there's the confirmation. And the red card has been issued.
Given to a member of the coaching staff.
Well, he's going to be taking it real happily. This is one of the rare chances I see a red card given, and he's doing fist pumps in the air.
Wow, it looks like the assistant referee, Dak Cheng, has also been red carded for his involvement in that, as he did get a bit physical with the assistant referee. But it seemed the assistant referee reversed his decision, and since Mick John Pineda felt that the assistant had the best view, he had to defer to the decision of Relly Balilla. But the replay, Glenn, you could argue that De Paula was playing a part in that, and he was certainly in an offside position. Now, who does that goal go to? Was it the goalkeeper, Shiraoka?
Because if they gave it to the player that was offside, then that would certainly have been called off. So it will be a Shiraoka goal.
And if it is Shiraoka, could it get more dramatic than that? A last-second goal from a goalkeeper. Wow.
Talk about really gambling right there. They put everything down into that box, and the keeper, the one who's supposed to be on the opposite end of the field, is the one who actually scored for them.
And you can go back as well. What a silly foul to give away, Glenn. Wow. Stallion have been made to pay. And it's been these moments that Stallion have been a victim of. Very late on, again, points on the table, taken away from Stallion Laguna. What looked like a sure thing, snatched from their jaws as Aguilas salvage a point here and maintain their position in the top 6. Incredible.
Wow. And you know, one of the things that you could look at historically is that Coach Aaron Inieres' side has been recipient to these kinds of frustrations even before this game. So this adds up to the list of frustration for him and his Stallion Laguna side. Wow, and to think, head-to-head, Davao and Stallion had 2 draws shared, and again, this is draw number 3 for them.
Incredible scenes here to cap off our triple header on this Saturday. That doesn't get more dramatic than that. The go-ahead from Kedman Jr. canceled out by Richard Talaroca in the first half. Then Finn McDaniel's penalty, which looked like the winner, canceled out by the goalkeeper, Shiraoka, with the header in the 98th minute to cap off this match. It ends 2 apiece between Stallion Laguna and Aguilas Umak FC. This is one of the games that will go down in history as an absolute classic. Glenn, your final thoughts.
It was a fair reflection of the game. There had been great moments for both of these sides. And so far, the scoreline that we see here is a testament to how much these teams do not like a win when it comes to this. They have to share the spoils, and yet again, frustration. It really was boiling down. You could feel it.
Incredible. We hope you enjoyed the action. From my partner, Glenn Casas, my name is Jing Hamlang. Thank you for watching this triple header in the Philippines Football League. We hope you enjoyed the drama as much as we did. There it is, that header from Shiraoka. That's it for us, folks. Signing off here from the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Good night. We are PFL.
Congratulations, man of the match. What are your thoughts on the match?
Thank you. Yeah, I feel feeling good. So, yeah, I believe so. Brian kicker, yeah. So, yeah, good, very good, very excited.
Late goal, but then what was your emotions after the goal?
So, yeah, very happy. So, but so maybe outside. So, I believe referee, yeah. So, no change. Then refereeing, yeah. So, I'm happy. Yeah.
And last message to the fans of Aguilas.
Nothing. Thank you for coming. So next, we will win. Yeah. Thank you.